Ladies and gentlemen, Republicans are going to have about an 8-seat advantage in the House of Representatives, okay? You're not going to find 8 Republicans out of the 222 that aren't going to vote for impeachment. They're not going to absolutely obliterate their political careers forever, okay? They ran as a Republican or Trump Republican for a reason. Now, the issue with impeachment is that generally before Trump's administration, where Democrats and media obsessed and accused him of everything under the sun, impeachment was about a felony or an actual crime, okay? It wasn't just a political statement. So Watergate was a break-in, okay? Watergate was an actual break-in, all right? And it was a break-in, and then there was a cover-up. So you had a felony, and then you had obstruction of justice, okay? They couldn't find a crime with Trump, either impeachment. They didn't accuse him of a specific crime. They couldn't indict him in a court of law. Richard Nixon could have easily been convicted, okay? And the plumbers or the people that broke into the Watergate building were convicted and did go to prison. So you have to ask yourself, well, what's the point of what was the point of impeachment, and what is the point of impeachment now? With Biden and Hunter and everyone around them, you have 150 suspicious activity reports. Okay? 150 suspicious activity reports, meaning banks 150 times in transactions from other countries going into Hunter's account and the accounts of people around him, and then ultimately possibly to Joe. Banks found that there was suspicious activity in the transfer of millions upon millions of dollars. You didn't find that with Trump. You don't even have one suspicious activity report. So according to CBS News, House Republicans, other publications, aside from CBS, you had 150 suspicious banking and financial transactions. Okay? That's a felony. Graft is a felony. And you see people sometimes just disregard, oh, well, it's kickbacks, no big deal. It's like, no. That's worse than anything Trump has ever been accused of. They accused Trump of trying to overthrow the government, and they had a January committee that now Democrats are turning on Liz Cheney over. I did a segment on that prior to this one. By the way, hit subscribe right now. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Have a safe and wonderful Thanksgiving. And I will have a live stream tonight at around 8 p.m. Pacific time, so be here. Be here for the Thanksgiving evening live stream today. But hit subscribe to this channel. Hit subscribe also to H.A. Goodman's other channel, the Stock Market Crash channel. And also, if you want to support my work, my Patreon is below. And if you want to give a super thanks, the super thanks is below. Be here tonight for the live stream at 8 p.m. Pacific. But ladies and gentlemen, they're going to impeach Biden. They'll very likely impeach Garland. Maybe the Department of Homeland Security's chief. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows who else aside from the president and very likely the attorney general? The reason is that you have actual graft schemes that the New York Post, the Daily Mail, and other publications have investigated. You have the financial transactions, but you also have the emails. Hunter's laptop was we were all silenced. The reason is because the truth about the Democratic Party is like apparently a national security concern. So the Kremlin hacked the DNC to inform everyone that Bernie Sanders was being cheated. And, they also wanted us to know about Hunter's laptop because it was a big intel operation. Okay? The truth of the matter is Hunter's laptop has all the incriminating emails. The emails that show that money was going into their accounts for a specific purpose. Then you had the vice president force out a prosecutor of another country that was invaded under his watch. You have money flow, you have emails, you have shady business activity around the world. You have Joe meeting with Hunter's business associates. Now, impeachment is not just the political act. Impeachment is about changing the media narrative. You have 24/7, endless 24/7 coverage of how horrible and corrupt and criminal Trump is, but they can't prove a crime. You can actually prove a crime with Hunter and Joe. You have the 150 plus transactions, and you have emails corresponding to those transactions, and you have a labyrinth, a very detailed, very shady, corrupt labyrinth of foreign intel operations serving as, businesses and fronts, corporations serving the interests of foreign intel operations. That's according to the New York Post. So you're talking about a compromise, national security being compromised. The longer this goes on, the longer Republicans investigate this and actually show the world what's taking place, show the Washington Post and the New York Times and other publications the emails, the money transfers, the suspicious activity reports, the fact that Joe met with Hunter's business associates. Okay, you subpoena Hunter. They are going to do that. They will do that. Okay, so that's the thing. They're going to eventually subpoena Hunter Biden. Sam Bankman-Fried. Democrats made a big deal about Steve Bannon and Stone, and so Roger Stone, and so all these people were faced repercussions for not abiding by subpoenas or testifying before Congress. Now it's the Republicans' turn. Media will never admit that there's actually more corruption within the Democratic Party, but you have to go ahead and you have to expose this for the country to see. You can't, as a political party, just say, well, we won't do the same things that Democrats do. You have to do the same things Democrats do, in terms of, everything they do. Go to unions, focus on cities, and then eventually Trump Republicans will reach over that obstacle. So you have the House. Okay, they say, well, impeachment, independents don't like impeachment, but independents broke for Democrats by 4 or 5 points. And that's with Republicans gaining a 5.5 million point advantage. They won the popular vote by 5.5 million, 5.5 million voters. So the midterms were fine. We would have liked to have the Senate, but you had Mitch McConnell undermining Adam Laxalt. He gave $7 million to Lisa Murkowski instead of giving that money to Adam Laxalt. Could have gotten Nevada, or Don Bolduc in New Hampshire, or Blake Masters in Arizona. They were all outspent. And it was the Senate Leadership Fund. It was Mitch McConnell who had to decide how many millions of dollars went to this candidate, that candidate, and so he completely botched everything. But you need to put media on the defensive. You need to put Democrats on the defensive. You need to show the world that the corruption is actually not Trump. That what they're doing with Trump is going after him because they despise him. They wanted to take down Trump since 2015. It hasn't worked. They have been using the same energy and enthusiasm and passion, and as hard as energetic as they have been against Trump, they've been equally as passionate in hiding and covering up their own crimes. Okay, they had Twitter. From here on out, they won't have Twitter. That's huge, ladies and gentlemen. That's absolutely huge. They won't have Twitter from here on out. And so you're looking at a completely new ballgame. You need to investigate and impeach, because guess what? Eventually, when independents are given the information about just how corrupt pay-to-play schemes, quid pro quo, and how big of an issue the damage to national security has been. I mean, Democrats have private servers siphoning classified data outside the U.S. government. They're taking hundreds of millions of dollars through either philanthropic organizations or shell companies, businesses that they just pop up with Hunter. And it's like they're doing so. Kickbacks and corruption bring down actual governments. You can't have that. That's infinitely worse than any words that Trump says that offend people. Anyway, give me your thoughts below. Be here tonight for the live stream. this evening, you'll have an 8-point lead, or 8 or 9-point lead, actually 9-seat lead, and you're not going to get 9 Republicans. You're not going to get 9 Republicans to just not vote for impeachment. So anyone who says, well, the margins are too slim, that's nonsense. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Be here tonight for the live.